Let us give a hand flower offer thanks to our brother for sharing song. And now let us, with the sound of small bell, we all stand up and to welcome our Dharma teachers. Thank you.
Good morning, dear Thai, dear Sangha, dear friends. Today is Sunday, the day of mindfulness. So welcome for the day of mindfulness. And thank you, James, for singing before the Dharma Talk. Really joyful. And this weekend we have Sangha from North Carolina and Wake Up Sangha from New York and some Sangha and friends from other places to come to stay for weekend and practice with us. Thank you for your coming. So yesterday morning after breakfast, I have been invited by Frank to come to his trailer to enjoy coffee. Really nice. Where's Frank? Oh yes, thank you. He keep coming to Blue Cliff, you know. So he said whenever he came home, he already started to miss monastics. So he liked to come to Blue Cliff and to other monastery to practice. He could not, sit in straight, so his lower back and had some problems. So he asked permission to lie down meditation. That's kind of interesting. I like that kind of meditation. Yeah, lie down meditation is very nice. If we are tired, we just lie down and practice meditation, especially the evening. But during the time of the whole Sangha sitting, we invite you to sit with us. So only we have total relaxation meditations, we can lie down. But the other meditation, like sitting meditation, please sit with us. Some others, friends have problem with the back, so you can, to lie down. Or if we are normal, so we can sit together, support the whole community. So we usually in the big retreat we have relaxation meditation, so everybody lie down and do scan the whole body from the head to the legs and toes, feet. And also, I met many friends. I also last week, one friend, he came from Canada. The first time he came here, and he was so happy with us for 1 week. He has his own company, but also he does volunteer to work in the where the children, the mother could not raise the children in the hospital, so he, so some organization of the government adopted the children, and he volunteered to work there several days in a week. I hear many stories like that, very nourishing me as a monastic, to serve people by different way. Not only you become a monastic in order to serve, but you are a lay friends, or you already start to, to do serving to the people. So he came here, he volunteered to washing up in the kitchen, and that's evening, Sunday evening. So I came over to the sister to enjoy dinner, and I sat with him in a tea room, and we have tea and talk and listen to many stories. And he said, one sister, her name is Foddertail. And who is that sister Foddertail? What's her name? And he came to the frame with a lot of picture of nuns. And he wanted to show me this sister, but he looked for a while, and he could not find that sister. And I said, of course, you could not find that sister you want, because all sisters wear brow and bald heads. Really, really hard for him to find sister. And he pointed the other sister. He said, one sister is, her name is Crane sister. I said to him, of course, this is White Crane Hamlet. All the sister is Crane. Because that's the name of the sister Hamlet, is White Crane Hamlet. So suppose every sister is Crane sister, like Crane Hamlet sisters. And so at the departure day, I asked, have you found that sister you want to point to me? So he said, of course, I found it. So lucky that at the end of the retreat, he found a sister he wanted to show me. sometimes difficult to remember the old name and the faces of the monks and nuns. We all like brows, and so the same with me. Difficult for me to recognize your name and your faces. The Westerner, really hard. I always make a wrong name and wrong faces. But that's not problem. Important that we connect to each other. We have time to sit and listen and be with each other, drink tea and share and listen. So we have different stories and different background, and we just be there for each other. That's important. Not important that the name or where are you from or what gender you are, It's not problem. Problem that we could not sit with each other. We could not talk with each other. So that's why in the world right now is a lot of war, fighting, killing, dying. That's so suffering. That's so sad. And, how can we make peace into ourselves and others? We just need to come back to ourselves and listen and sit down to listen the suffering of others and to support each other. Otherwise, we always make problem and create suffering for ourselves and for others and for the world. So Thầy wrote a calligraphy called Peace in Oneself, Peace in the World. So we need to make peace with ourselves. So by practicing, come back to ourselves. Like we have been do last couple of days together. Like we sit, we walk, we eat in silence. So we cultivate the energy of peace and compassion. So by that way, we can already be a peaceful person. At least we can do for ourselves first, before we send that energy to the people, to the country, to friends we love. If we don't have peaceful, if we don't have compassion, how can we offer to the people we love? I saw on the news that the people want to protesting for Palestine and Israel, but they fighting with each other groups because they have anger. The anger, the fear, the suffering inside that make them a victim of that kind of suffering. Of course, they don't want that, but the anger is so strong, just manifest and take over. So very important that we use mindfulness of breathing to come back to ourselves, to breathe in and out in order to calm down ourselves. When we are in peace, and then we can become a peace activist to call for peace. If we are not peaceful, it's difficult for us to call for peace. We represent of the country, of the people are suffering, but we are angry, we are suffering. How can we represent for the country, for the people are suffering? So the first time that to go back to ourselves and be peaceful with ourselves and practice meditation in order to generate the energy of peace, of loving kindness, of compassion. First, to heal ourselves, to calm ourselves down and be peaceful. And then we can represent for the people are suffering and call for help. So here in the monastery, we practice, use mindfulness of breathing. Wherever we go, we use that mindfulness of breathing. So aware of in-breath and out-breath. And also mindful walking from the parking lot to the office, to our home, to apply practice right away. Don't wait until we go to this meditation hall or to this Sangha in order to practice. We practice wherever we are, to little by little, step by step, to train ourselves to calm down, to be peaceful. So here we do together as a Sangha, you know. So I know that many of you created the Sangha, like we have Wake Up Sangha in New York and other Sangha in New York and in Boston, in Philadelphia, Delaware, or last time we have the Sangha from Washington, D.C., from Maryland, from Virginia. Also, they came to practice. Very beautiful. This year we have a lot of Sangha from different places come here to practice. So we practice as a group, very power energy to embrace us and care for us and healing us. That's really powerful energy. Like we sit here in a meditation hall. We have a lot of people, everybody peaceful and calm. So that energy is generated. So we all benefit from that. So if you don't have a Sangha, you may go back to your hometown, you make one. You can create one Sangha. Just a few people, at the beginning, 2 people, 3 people, just come together and making tea or make pumpkin soup, just eat. Yeah. The day before yesterday, Brother Fablak, he made a good pumpkin soup at Brother Sai. Yeah. So we may just come together and make pumpkin soup and sit together. That's all we need. We need to be together. Today, nowadays, the people are so separate, you know. We have our own business. We have our own things to do, so we don't really have time for each other. So just come together to do something, to create something. So we sit together and share and listen to each other and create a good energy so we can nourish and benefit from that. So today I would like to share with you the Bodhisattva's vow. We have 4 Bodhisattvas. Bodhisattva Manchushi, a Bodhisattva of great understanding, and another Bodhisattva called Avalokitesvara, the Bodhisattva of great compassion, great love, and another Bodhisattva called Manchushi, the Bodhisattva of great action, acting, not only talk, but act. Not only sit there and talk, but we have to do something. Do something meaningful. Do something helpful. And another Bodhisattva called Shitigaba, a Bodhisattva of great vow. We have here in the monastery, we have Sister True Vow. Yeah. So we have 4 Bodhisattvas, so we can learn from that today. I would like to share with you how can be a real Bodhisattva, not only the form. So actually, The Bodhisattva, here we don't need to talk about like historical personalities, you know, just the quality that from the Bodhisattva that we would like to learn. And also we can have that qualities, good quality of that Bodhisattva in us. So how can we, invite that good kind of energy of Bodhisattva in us, growth? Today I feel very happy I have the big stage to sit before. I only have half, so really worried to fall down. But today I have full, so I am so happy. Bodhisattva, the Sanskrit word. So Bodhi is enlightenment, beings or awakened being. One more. Awakened being or enlightenment being. This is called sattva, beings. So the first bodhisattva, Avalokitesvara, the bodhisattva of great compassion. Or great love. Can you read? I will read the detail in the. I printed out from the chanting book of Plumelish. We invoke your name, Avalokitesvara. We aspire to learn your way of listening in order to help relieve the suffering in the world. You know how to listen in order to understand. We invoke your name in order to practice listening with all our attention and open-heartedness. We will sit and listen without any prejudice. We will sit and listen without judging or reacting. We will sit and listen in order to understand. We will sit and listen so attentively that we will be able to hear what the other person is saying and also listening in order to understand. We will sit and listen so attentively to listen the other person is saying and also what is being left unsaid. We know that just by listening deeply, we already alleviate a great deal of pain and suffering in the other person. So we practice deep listening from Avalokitesvara. we don't know who is Avalokitesvara. We don't know, is that a person? Is that a God, or is that, we know that's awakened being, that's the Bodhisattva. So we are beings, human beings, so we have that kind of Bodhisattva inside of us. So we invite that energy of the compassion and love inside of us growth by practice deep listening. Now in the world we have a lot of kind of helpful for us for communication, email, text, and telephone, now 15. So for communication, but sometimes we could not have communication, good communication with each other, because we don't practice deep listening. So now we apply that kind of practice deep listening in order to re-establish communication with each other. Parents with daughter or son, or husband and wife, or couple, colleague. Sometimes really hard, but we try our best. So we invite the energy of Bodhisattva inside us to comes up. Those kind of energy, great compassion, great love. That's practice true love, called karuna. Karuna also compassion. Karuna also compassion and love. That's practice true love. We just be present there for each other 100%. We use mindfulness of breathing. Just be there. You don't need to talk much, right? We just sit there, be there for each other. Just use mindfulness of breathing to go back to ourselves and be there for your loved one, for the person you love. I'm here for you, so please share. I am listening to you. I listen without judging, without reacting. I don't need to criticize, this is wrong or this is right. One purpose only, just be there, just offer our presence for our loved one. So the first practice is offer our presence. This is also a gift. Yeah. Just be there, have a cup of tea, and listen to the suffering of our friends, of our loved one. Just need us. Sometimes in our society, we are so busy, we don't have time to be there with each other. So on Friday night, we can just be there. Eat dinner together, or make a cup of tea, just sit. That's kind of already feel warm and nourishing. So by that way, we can re-establish communication. Practice deep listening already relieve a lot of suffering in each other. So that's why we don't need to go to therapy in order to pay the money in order to talk. You can be a therapist, right? With practice, this kind of bodhisattva vow, you become a therapist for your loved one. So dear one, please tell me what happened. Please share. So since you come home, I feel that you have something you would like to share. So please, I'm here for you. Please share. So we can be a good therapist to heal the person we love. That's called offering, offering, the big offering to our loved one. We listen to people talking, that's already easy to understand. But we listen to people, sometimes they, could not talk. Sometimes our friends come here at the few days, at the beginning of a few days, feel not ready to talk, to share with us. So we need to be patient, to be with those friends, a few days in a retreat, and then that person feel really safe and comfortable, and then that person can talk a lot, share a lot of the story. Like one lady, she came here in the summer, she has so much suffering with her boyfriend, and she could not talk. And she had suffering. At a few days, she could not talk. And then after like 4 days, and she feels safe, she feels this is her home, and she shared a lot. She shared with me how to love. I did share with her about true love, about the teaching of the Buddha, how to practice true love in order to make peace and joy in a relationship. So sometimes we need to be patient, to be there for each other, and allow that person to talk, whatever, wrong or right, doesn't matter. Very important that we are there. And after lunch, a few days ago, after lunch, I just walked with a lady, old lady, not young lady. we just walk to the pond and we'll sit there and I listen. And she talk. After that, she feel relieved. She feels so light and happy, just talking, right? I just sit there and listen. And she talk about her family, her, husband and so on, and, difficulty in the family, and she feel relief right away. Yes, that kind of bodhisattva vow. So we create a Sangha, it means to practice deep listening, not come to the Sangha and we talk a lot. Everybody want to talk, and nobody want to listen. And then how can we make the Sangha balance, right? Sometimes somebody talks, but sometimes the other person listening. So that's we make it balance and healing and transformation. Yeah. And we need to make space in our heart. So in order to have space for our loved one. If we don't have love in our heart, we could not receive any more love. So we need to empty those garbage, the garbage inside of us. We need to empty, throw the trash away. This winter, I do trash and recycling job. So some lay friends he helped me to do, and we do together to empty the trash bin every week, full of trash. Here in the Sangha, we have like hundreds of people. We have a lot of trash. So I need to empty the trash outside, but also at the same time, I need to empty the trash inside. I have anger, I have suffering, I have, ignorance, the habit. a habit of not acceptance. So we do to practice mindfulness in order to empty the trust, so we can have space in our heart, so we can listen to our loved one. We have space in our hearts so we can receive the love from others. If somebody gives you love, but you don't have a space in you, how can you receive? You just ignore the people, even though smile to you. We don't care because we are full. So we practice letting go to empty those kind of garbage, trash, transform, become flower. Walk in meditation. Take one step with the in-breath. Take out step with the out-breath. Take one step in-breath. One step with out-breath. Focus our mind on a step. So empty here. We empty here. So we can have a lot of space to receive love and joy and happiness and compassion. So letting go all those kind of suffering to transform, become flower, become happiness, become peace, so we can offer to the person we love. The second bodhisattva called Manjushri, the bodhisattva of great understanding, great wisdom, great insight. The bodhisattva of great understanding, Manjushri. I invoke your name, Manjushri. We aspire to learn your way, which is to be still and to look deeply into the heart of things and into the hearts of people. We will look with all our attention and open-heartedness. We will look with unprejudiced eyes. We will look without judging or reacting. We will look deeply so that we will be able to see and understand the roots of suffering and the impermanent and selfless nature of all that is. We will practice your way of using the sword of understanding to cut through the bonds of suffering, thus freeing ourselves and other species. So Manjushri is a bodhisattva of great understanding. So we have that kind of quality inside us. Everybody have kind of deep understanding and great wisdom. So we practice mindfulness, concentration in order to have that kind of great understanding. I become like a sword and cut through all the ignorance and suffering, right? That image very incredible. When I received the Gatha from Thai 2011, he transmitted the lamp for me, and he gave me a Gatha also with the sword. Yeah. He gave like this: the Holy Truth has built a stupa to the wonders to the wonderful Dharma. Opportunities for your success are in your hands. From the precious dragon's sword radiate the bright light, and the day is coming when you protect and save the world. My goodness, that's a big job. How can, when he gave me that gatha, I said, "Oh, I'm small like this. How can I save the world?" That's like in the movie something, like Star Wars. Save the world. What's it? That teacher gave me gatha. So actually, he gave me the sword, the great understanding. He encouraged me to practice mindfulness. So each mindful step, each mindful breath is saved my life. And then I can share that to the people a little bit by little bit. Yeah, actually, I share this teaching with my family, my father and my brother. They have a difficult relationship for 20 years. They haven't talked to each other. They are suffering during the Vietnam War. My father, he was a soldier, American soldier, and then he was suffering, and he came home. He just, exploded the suffering in my family. And he was beating my brother and so on. So my brother is so suffering and left home, and they don't talk to each other for 20 years. And I asked a master teacher that how can I help? So he teach me how to help my family. Yeah. So I talk on the phone with my father and my brother, and I have a chance to come home. I invite them to sit with me to have tea and invite them to practice beginning anew. The practice very helpful, beginning anew. To share the beginning anew, to share our suffering. And that person can listen our suffering. Everybody has a suffering. So my father has the suffering, and my brother have the suffering. So, but they don't listen to each other. So they, express the suffering all over to each other because they could not control the environment, fighting and suffering violence, or could not control. So they pour the suffering on, each other's. So this is save my family. I share practice deep listening and to practice stopping. Don't judge others. Don't react. Stopping. That's practice of Manchuchi is be still and practice deep understanding. Be still means stopping. Be still and stopping, we can heal. Otherwise, the wounded inside us cannot heal, cannot be healed. Like my father has a wounded of the war, he could not heal himself. Only he used this practice, he can heal himself. Now he liberated his suffering, and he make peace with his son. That's my brother. So use mindfulness practice to be still, stopping of judging, stopping of acting, so we can embrace each other. That is the sword of wisdom, can cut through all kind of anger and hatred and violence. That's all that kind of quality inside us. Each time we do meditation, we invite the energy of Manchushri Bodhisattva growth in us. So we can stop. Sometimes we could not stop, even though we eat silent meal, but we're still thinking a lot. We walk, but we're still thinking a lot. So we practice mindfulness of breathing and mindfulness of our body, so in order to stop. So when we can stop, that's kind of habit, and then the wisdom will come, can liberate us from the suffering. We have, we can use great understanding like a sword to cut all kind of suffering. In the Buddhism called the three poisons: craving, anger, and ignorance. Craving, anger, ignorance. Where in Buddhism we have three kind of poisons that poison us, kill us. If we don't mindful, it kill us. So the kind of poison in the Buddhism, in Buddhist psychology, is craving. We are craving something like fame, like money, like power, houses. Even though we are Buddhist one, or Buddhist monk or nun, we also want a big temple. That's also craving. Big monastery. Not only about lay friends, but also monastics. If we don't mindful, we also become, big craving. Craving, there are craving for money, craving for fame, craving for sexual pleasure. Craving for food. Luxury food. Craving for oversleeping. This in Buddhism called ngũ dục. It means 5 kind of cravings. Sometimes we fall into that kind of trap. We run after the subject of this kind of craving. We have money, but we want more money. We have more, more property, more houses, more car, more iPhone 15, more computer, more, We just want more. So we cannot be simple. So better to live simple life so we can have time to enjoy. Otherwise, we work until we are old, and then we could not have time much to go for like traveling, hiking, or see the world so beautiful. Like Vietnam, one side from the north to the south, one side is the ocean, and one side is the mountain. We can go for hiking. And here also in Minnewaska or St. Point, so beautiful mountain. We can have time to do exercise and enjoy the nature, really nourishing us. No more time, only a few minutes. And anger, transform the anger, ignorance about, things are impermanent, but we say that's permanent, right? But everything is impermanent. Everything is changing. Like one day we are sick, one day we are old, one day we are go to the kingdom of God. So that's the impermanence, always changing. But we say that everything is permanent. So we don't care about it. We don't really appreciate life, and we don't really love each other. We say that person will live with me forever, right? But never like that. That's the ignorance about the truth of life is impermanence. And this third bodhisattva called Samantabhadra. Samantabhadra is the bodhisattva of great action. And the fourth bodhisattva is Kshitigava. The bodhisattva of vow. The third bodhisattva, Samantabhadra, we invoke your name, Samantabhadra. We aspire to practice your vow to act with the eyes and heart of compassion, to bring joy to one person in the morning and to ease the pain of one person in the afternoon. We know that the happiness of others is your own happiness, and we aspire to practice joy on the path of service. We know that every word, every look, every action, and every smile can bring happiness to others. We know that if we practice wholeheartedly, we ourselves may become an inexhaustible source of peace and joy for our loved ones and for all species. We practice like a Samantabhadra to practice, to do action, give joy to one person in the morning, and to help relieve the suffering of one person in the afternoon. So first we just choose one, right? Just one person. Your member in your family, your member in the community, in your Sangha, just one person. How can we do that? We just smile. Just give smile to that person already brings joy to that person. But sometimes we difficult, right? So we try to practice mindfulness. Breathing in, I calm my mind. Breathing out, I smile. Just remember that. Breathing in, I calm my mind. Breathing out, I smile. That's kind of give the happiness, the joy to the person we love. That's practice Samanta Bhadra. And the fourth, Shichigaba. We invoke your name, Shichigaba. We aspire to learn your way of being present. Where there is darkness, suffering, oppression, and despair. So we can bring light, hope, relief, and liberation to those places. We are determined not to forget about or abandon those in desperate situations. We will do our best to establish contact with those who cannot find a way out of their suffering. Those whose cries for help, justice, equality, and human rights are not being heard. We know that hell can be found in many places on earth. We will do our best not to contribute to creating more hells on earth, and we will help transform the hells that already exist. We will practice in order to realize the qualities of perseverance and stability, so that, like the earth, we can always be supportive and faithful to those in need. That's the Bodhisattva Shichigava practice great vow. We are not abandoned to those they are suffering. That's really hard to practice. Sometimes we run away from the people they are suffering. I could not bear to this. So we invite the Bodhisattva of Shichigava in us to grow, so we can have more compassion and love, to care for the person we love. Be patient for the person we love. And we said to ourselves, I'm not abandoning you. That's difficult. So I would like to invite Michelle to read a poem of Thai. He wrote during the Vietnam War. So he read that yesterday morning at breakfast time. So we invite lay friends to share, introduce themselves, and he read that. Really touched me, so I would like to invite him to come to read again with you. Poems of Thai he wrote during the Vietnam War. Please come.
Now we'll sit together. Hi everyone. My name is Michel. I'm originally from Brazil. Great bread. I'm waiting for later today. And thank you so much for those beautiful lessons. Really appreciate. So I think it was Saturday or Friday we're sharing. And I was reading this book, Call Me By My True Name. And, sorry, I'll get that. The year is 1964, but I guess it could be today. Thai was walking in Vietnam, and he heard about the bombing of Band 3, and a military man told him after destroying a city We had to destroy the town in order to save it. And this is how Tai reacted and what he wrote, which to me is just such a beautiful way to envision the world. So the poem is For Warmth. I hold my face in my 2 hands. No, I'm not crying. I hold my face in my 2 hands to keep the loneliness warm. 2 hands protecting, 2 hands nourishing, 2 hands preventing my soul from leaving me in anger. That's what I wrote from this sentence. We had to destroy the town in order to save it. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you very much for your listening and practicing with us, and have a day mindfulness with us. So, we end the talk here, and I wish you have a beautiful day. And we see you again very soon. Yeah, please come in. You are all bodhisattvas. Yeah, just invite the quality of bodhisattva in us to growth and manifest in our life, so our life be peaceful and lovingly. Thank you. So listen the small sound of the bell. Yeah. Now you can release your legs and massage.
So dear friend,